Hello and welcome everybody to Network Live Virtually. I am your host, Charlene Burke. I am the founder of Search by Burke, and I do these every Wednesday of the month. So it's a once a week meeting for 1 hour where we gather to learn, to get to know one another, to grow our networks, grow our businesses. The best part is we get to learn something new from a professional. Today, I am delighted to introduce to you Lisa Meisells. She is a vibrant energy specialist, founder and CEO of Femana. Today, she'll be talking to us about how to create the energy, balance, and confidence you need to impact the world. And I am looking forward to this. So I will stop sharing my screen. And I will unmute Lisa, and it is all yours.
Well, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. And so today I want to talk about how to really end exhaustion and become unstoppable in your business and life. And I just want to tell you a little bit about why I'm so excited to share with you. I have over 25 years of experience in the health and wellness field, and I've done a lot of different things, but mostly what I've done is help people decrease their symptoms, decrease their risk for chronic disease, and decrease stress. And what this does is this helps people have a better quality of life, as you know. So that's something that I've done, and I use a combination of traditional, alternative, and cutting edge type practices with my clients, and they get amazing results. So I'm going to talk to you about one of those certain practices and treatments that I use today. But what I do is I pay really careful attention to practice what I teach, and I do this because I can right now, because I have the energy that I want. I have an amazing life, I think. I live in the foothills of Yosemite, and I have horses and chickens and dogs and cats, and I get to hike, and we have nature everywhere. We don't have any neighbors that we can see, and I've manifested this for myself, and I know that it's possible for you to manifest the life that you want. Whether it's health, whether it's in business, whether it's whatever it is possible. I'm telling you that for sure. But the point is that I get to choose what I want to do because I have the energy to make my choices. I think clearly where before I didn't. So I used to be sick. I used to be in pain a lot. I had a dysfunctional marriage. I had kids that I had to take care of and a full-time job, and I was constantly run down, overwhelmed, and I'm sure probably everybody's been there before, where life just seems to take hold of you. And I never had the energy that I wanted to have. And I knew that I was too young to feel that old. I was in my early 30s. And I just, I knew that there was something wrong, but I didn't know what. And I, went to different doctors, and they didn't know it was wrong. They took different tests and procedures. And I know that this is very common for the clients that I serve. This is what they go through as well. They go to different doctors. Nobody can find out what's wrong. It's like, well, you just feel miserable and you just don't have any energy. That's the answer they get. And, but I knew that there was something. And so I finally, found a doctor that told me what was going on. And that was pretty much the day that changed my life, because I was sitting there waiting for the doctor to come back. And he said, well, your condition is permanent and there's no cure. And you'll probably just, it'll get so bad that you'll be in so much pain, you'll be in a wheelchair. And I got really mad. I got sad, angry. I was discouraged. And then I got really pissed off. And I thought, this is not going to be my life sentence. This just, I know that there's more to life. I know life is here for us to enjoy. And this is not going to be where I end up. And so it was really around that time that I vowed to find an answer to what was going on. And really, I believe that when things happen to us like this, it's a gift. It's a gift for us. And this was my gift, to learn how to have fun and play and really figure out how to enjoy life again and help others do the same thing. So after searching and exploring and really, going inward, I found a process that helps a lot of people, and it helped me as well. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this. It's called mediator release testing and leap therapy, and that's what I use with my clients at the beginning of when I work with them. So I got certified in this process, and I had a lot of mentors, and I had a mentor that helped me through this process. And as you all know, mentors you can't live without them. You can't progress without them. And I've had mentors spiritually. I've had mentors professionally. Through my integrative and functional medicine practice and through my business. So it's really important. And what I want to say just is that the answers that I found are really within me, and they're within you as well. What I know to be true is that, like I mentioned before, you can manifest the life that you want. You can manifest anything that you want. People come up to me all the time and they say, I love your energy. And, I really didn't think of it before, but this is really important to me, that people recognize that I do have the energy that I want to have. And so I want to talk to you about how to do that. And what I want to talk about is some proven secrets. So I want to talk about the 3 proven secrets that I know about that can help you feel less exhausted and more energetic and unstoppable. And the first one is fueling your body the right way. So it's really important to fuel your body with the right food, with the right kind of movement, and with the right kind of sleep. And the thing is there is no one size fits all. It's different for every person. We're all biochemically different. And so, there's so much noise out there in the media. There's so much people touting that this diet is the best, and this, you got to detox here, and you got to try this, and, you have to do CrossFit, and whatever it is, there's not one right way for everybody. And so when you're in tune with yourself, then you really become aware of what's right for you and what's not right for you. And you can do this through how you feel. So one of the things that I teach is that we're all different in what foods are right for our bodies. And I know for myself that I tried to eat all of the superfoods, and the superfoods weren't right for me. There was a couple of them that were, I will say, poisoning my body. So just because things are generally right for you doesn't mean that they're good for you. So it helps to pay attention to how your body's feeling when you're eating certain foods. Do you feel tired? Do you feel, is your energy up? Do you feel depressed or groggy or unclear? Sometimes people get mentally, foggy in their mind when they eat certain foods. These are all cues that you're not eating things that are right for your unique body. And there's 3 different types of food interactions food reactions that we have. One of them is food allergies, and you probably know about a food allergy, but basically an allergy is something that happens immediately, and it could affect your respiratory system, or it could affect your, you could break out in hives. Those are typical allergic reactions. And then there are food intolerances. And this is not an immune response. This is related to a lack of enzyme, mostly, is what's going on. And so food intolerances usually occur within a couple hours after you eat something, and they'll affect your gastrointestinal system. So you might have gas or bloating, or even have diarrhea or constipation, something like that. So that would be a food intolerance. And then there are food sensitivities, and this is where my specialty is in food sensitivities. Food sensitivities are a little trickier because they can take up to 3 days before you feel the symptoms. So you could eat something on day 1 and feel fine, and then 3 days later you start to have a neck ache, and you have sinus problems, and you think you're coming down with a cold, when in fact it's related to an immune reaction, a delayed response immune reaction. And so this is where I specialize. I use something called a mediator release test, and this test is 97% accurate. Your immune cells have memory, so you don't have to fast. You're just, it's a blood test that tests your blood against 150 different foods and chemicals to see how much pro-inflammatory chemicals are released when the two meet, so the blood and the food product meets. And so depending on how high of a level your body is triggering will show you, how much pro-inflammatory chemicals are being released. And these chemicals are what makes you feel miserable. They can attach to your joints. They can they make your pain receptors more sensitive. You can have symptoms such as, like I was mentioning, sinus problems, GI problems, feel just plain miserable. A lot of people have headaches or migraines from food reactions. So getting rid of the distractions in your body from your diet is where I start first with my clients, because this can boost your energy within a week. It takes less than within 3 weeks, you're feeling really good and your symptoms will be gone, especially if they're like GI symptoms or headaches. So it's really powerful for people when they go through the LEAP therapy process, which is the meal process after you take the mediator release test. So LEAP therapy really resets the immune system and helps to heal your gut. So you've heard of leaky gut. Well, it's used to be something that we thought was quackery back in the day when I first started in my profession, but we know that it's something that's very real right now. And with the foods that we eat, the foods that are processed, the foods that have a lot of additives and preservatives and even GMO things, our gut is becoming more permeable, so people are having a lot more food sensitivity reactions. So this is the first thing, is getting rid of the distractions in your body so that you can think clearly and you can focus on the rest of the stuff. So starting with the physical body, your food, your sleep, making sure you're getting enough sleep and having a sleep routine when you go to bed. Also, getting the right exercise. Movement is really important. And when you are consistently moving your body and having fun doing it, that's the key to doing it consistently is having fun. When you're doing this, then you're releasing chemicals in your brain that make you feel good. And you've heard of athletes getting addicted to their performance. It's because of these chemicals. They make you feel really good. And usually most people, if you're not an athlete, you don't get up to the point where you become addicted to it, but consistently taking part in your some sort of fun activity is going to help you feel much better, and it's going to boost your energy. I want to talk a little bit about epigenetics. Has anybody ever heard of the word epigenetics? Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So epigenetics is it's the study of how your environment affects your genes, and they're doing a lot of studying in this area now. And what we know is really exciting, because what we know is that our thoughts and our beliefs and our perceptions about life affect our genes and our DNA. How exciting is that, right? I mean, we have the ability to change our genes and our DNA simply by changing our environment. So there's external and internal stressors that affect our environment, that can affect our genes and our DNA. And these are things, like I mentioned, that our thoughts and our beliefs, our patterns, our habits, but also things like our diet and our exercise and lifestyle things. So paying attention to your environment is really important. Are you around negative people? Are you around toxic relationships? Do you have a lot of chemicals in your house? Do you eat a lot of processed foods? All of these things affect your genes and your DNA, and they affect how you feel. We know that 99% of our DNA is in our microbes in our gut. So healing your gut and having a healthy diet is a huge part of feeling better, of boosting your energy, because they found that the different microbes in your gut can be, you can change them and balance them out with a certain dietary, processes. But when most people have an imbalanced gut. And what's interesting is it can affect your personality. It can affect your risk for disease. We know that, but I thought it was really interesting that it can affect your personality. It affects how you if you're moody or irritable. It affects, as Brian knows, your ability to concentrate and to focus. And so epigenetics is just really exciting. We know that we don't have, just because our grandparents or our parents had diabetes or heart disease, it doesn't mean that we're going to get it. We can change that. That's exciting to me. That's really exciting. And then the last thing I want to talk about is adding more joy to your life. We're all energetic beings, and when you are in the energy of joy, your vibration is higher. That's when you start to attract things to you. That's when you're letting your ego part of you go, and you're really focused on your higher self, so to speak. So when you're in doing whatever you love, your energy level is going to go up. There just is no other way. I mean, that's what happens. So spending time every day doing something that you absolutely love just for you is really important. And I like to tell my clients, hang a sign on your door, 15 minutes, that's your time, and do something that's super special to you, whatever it is. I've had clients that have picked up the guitar again, haven't played in years, or that have started painting again, or whatever creative. It could be sitting with an animal and petting it, or reading a book, but it's your time. It's doing what you love, and that really helps to boost your energy. It seems like it wouldn't, but it absolutely does. And what this does as well is it helps you to feel unstoppable. You're attracting things to your life that you want when you're just being who you are, doing what you love. And this is why I think entrepreneurs have a lot of success when they get out of the stuckness of how to do things. When they get into the flow of what they love to do, that's when they're successful. That's when they start attracting all these things, right? So that's really important. And do I have a few more minutes? Yeah, okay. So I just want to quick, down and dirty, give you 5 steps to double your energy. And the first one is, we've talked about avoiding processed food. Avoiding the food additives and preservatives, because these add stress to your body. And we know stress causes inflammation, and inflammation causes illness, and it just spirals down from there. The second one is move your body, and find a movement that's right for you. It might be stretching, it might be walking, it might be something aerobic. It just how you feel best is the best way to find out what's right for you. We know that exercising, doing something aerobic where it gets our heartbeat up is important. And we know that strength training is important for us to keep our independence as we age. So those are two things that we should be doing, but the method that you do can be different. The third thing is be aware of your personal environment. So we talked about, is your personal environment negative? Is it supportive? Feel your energy level when you're in different environments, around different things, doing different things. And notice, are you tired or are you more energetic? And are you tired because you're avoiding things or you're bored? That's when your energy level goes down. So again, bringing you back to doing something that you love brings your energy level back up. The fourth one is standing up for yourself, standing up for what you believe. And you wouldn't think this had anything to do with energy, but it definitely does. When you, just think about the last time that you wanted to say something, but you kept your mouth closed. It brings your vibration down. It brings your energy level down, and you start spinning in your head, and you're getting in your head. And whenever you're in your head, your energy level is going to drop. So next time you want to say something, figure out a way to tactfully speak your mind. It's important. Standing up for yourself puts you in alignment with who you're supposed to be. And when you feel that something's not right, you have to stand up for yourself. Super important to do that. And then the fifth thing is getting out of your routine. When you're stuck in a routine, you're more comfortable, and it's easy, and it's familiar, and we get stuck. We get stuck in that routine. When you switch it up a bit, it affects the neurons in your brain, and they're more alive. They're more awake. They're more, you're in a different place in your mind. Things are new. You're getting external stimuli that's different than what you normally are getting. And so this kind of, switching up your routine a little bit is really beneficial for having more energy. And then the number one trick to becoming completely unstoppable is to make sure that you are working on your body, your mind, and your higher self. So when at first I was talking about all the answers are within you, and they are. All you have to do is navigate them by your inner knowing, by getting in tune with what that means to you, and how to understand your internal compass, how to figure out if you feel like it's good, like it's expansive, or if you feel like it's, you're just kind of like not really, that's not it for you. Learning how you feel in those different situations is really important. That's your body telling you. That's your internal wisdom. So having feeling good enough in your body so that you can work on getting rid of your emotional blockages that are there from your beliefs and your thoughts and beliefs that we know now through epigenetics affect our DNA. They affect our risk for our health. They affect, our outcome, our quality of life, and then our internal knowledge. So having alignment with all of those three things, the body, mind, and soul, is what really truly makes you become unstoppable. That's what I have for you. Do you have any questions?
Fantastic, Lisa. Did you want to share your contact info via share screen so we can get it on the recording and everybody knows?
Yeah, actually, what I'd like to do is I would like to offer my free gift. It's called 3 Mistakes That Zap Your Energy and Exhaustion Now, and it's a free download for the next week or so. So let me share that with you. Let me get that up here. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see, or am I sharing?
No.
Not yet.
Bottom of the Zoom room. Green, there it is.
Okay.
And it's, hold on. There we are.
Okay.
VibrantEnergyBreakthrough.com, 3-mistakes. Okay.
Yes. VibrantEnergyBreakthrough.com/3 mistakes. And so this ebook will help you also. It goes through some different things that I talked about today. And it's a great ebook. I'm very proud of it. It's got some areas where you can write in your own how you're going to implement what it's teaching you. So it's kind of like a book/journal.
Excellent. All right, I've put it in the chat for everybody to click right through. It'll go open up in a new screen for you, and you can have it ready to get your copy. And for those watching the recording, you saw it, go visit now.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Lisa. Let's open this up for some questions. Unmute yourself. I'll just unmute everybody. Now you know if you're saying anything, the whole world can hear now. So be mindful of this, right? So let's open it up for questions. Anybody have any?
I have a question.
Sure.
Go ahead, Rena.
I'm wondering if you have, what kind of tips you have for changing your emotional state. I've been experiencing a lot of anxiety just because we're doing new stretchy things in our business that's requiring more visibility. And I'm good with it, and there's still some anxieties. I'm getting used to the higher visibility. I'm just wondering if you've got any great tips for changing one's emotional state.
Well, one thing I'll tell you that's really important, and you may be doing it already, but that's to take time to quiet your mind every day.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing that already?
Can't say that I am.
Yeah.
Good.
So one thing, it's you can say meditation or whatever it is, but it's time to get all of that chatter out of your mind. And one easy way, I know that it's hard, especially, when your mind's going like, I got to do this and all this stuff. It's hard to say, just quiet your mind. So I can tell you a really easy way to do that. So if you, can I lead you through something just really quick?
Sure.
Okay. So if you close your eyes and you imagine, find one little area inside your head that's quiet right now. It's just, it doesn't have to be right or wrong. It's just pick a spot. And see what shape and color that spot is. And then I want you to expand that out and keep expanding it bigger and bigger until it reaches all the corners of your mind. So that spot, that quiet spot, is completely filling up your whole head. And you just stay with it as long as you can. That's simple.
Cool. I like that.
Did that quiet your mind?
Yeah, that's cool. I've done some mindfulness exercises too, and that's a good reminder of that, but I've never done the space in the mind that's quiet. I like that too.
Yeah, my mentor did that for me, and I was like, wow, that's the first time my mind's been totally quiet.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question. You had said that early on after the blood test, and then you went into what was called the LEAP program that had to do with the foods and regular eating. How long does that last generally before you've identified whether or not you actually have food allergies, sensitivities, or can feel results?
Yeah, so we do a symptom survey before we start. And then the blood test you get back in about a week. Okay. I get the results and then I interpret them. And then the LEAP therapy part of it is a 6-phase process where you're starting out with the foods that you can eat that are best for your body, and you're adding them back as your gut's healing.
Okay.
So that's
it's a guided program, though. You are telling me what I should be adding or removing.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that we test chemicals, and the chemicals are some of them are in food properties, so you have to kind of know what the food properties are, so that you don't want to start with some things that may seem obvious to you, like, oh, that's low, I want to start on that, but it has a food property that you're showing is not so good for you. So we start later with that. But you'll know immediately once you get the blood test done. I mean, we do an intake record to see if you qualify for the test, to make sure. It doesn't test for IgE allergies. It tests for everything else. It tests for all of the mediators, including IgG, which is another food sensitivity test out there. But the IgG test doesn't test for all of the mediators.
Okay.
And this one does.
Excellent. Anybody else have a question?
Ben?
Yes, I use Headspace. I started using that about last month, and it's just been phenomenal. And Charlene asked the question that I was going to ask. So it's like, find out which food are, allergies. And what do you recommend? I know for the parents, but do you have things for children as well?
I don't specialize in children, but I have a lot of colleagues that do specialize with children, and this works for children with ADHD, autism, and there's a lot of other autoimmune conditions that this works with. So yeah, it's really interesting, because some of the, like I said, some of the foods that I thought were great, like spinach. I was juicing spinach every morning because I thought it was good for me, and it was like, and I didn't feel quite right afterwards. And when I got my results back, it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. And my brother-in-law was saying, spinach? Who could be allergic to spinach? Spinach is good for you. It's greens. Well, it's something that I ate a lot of, and my body just didn't like it. But I'll tell you that everybody's test is different. There's no, everybody's different. So it really depends on the environment you were brought up in, your cultural foods, what you've been eating, what you've been exposed to in your environment, all of those things.
So it's like, if I could, it's like when I really want to get a good night's sleep, I make sure I go really high carb, starch, flat, lay me out.
Yeah, that will lay you out. And that during the day, you'll probably be groggy.
We don't eat that during the day. No. We know that. All right. So it is very much like you become almost hyper aware of the body in a short time, actually, because what I'm hearing you say is you begin a program like what you're offering, and within a day or two, you notice a difference, good, bad, or otherwise, but you notice a difference. Now it puts you into this, I'm feeling like a hyper aware state over the course of the program. So now I feel like I'm a full participant in what I'm doing, not just taking direction and you telling me what to do, and you're going to tell me what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, it's a partnership for sure, because what I do is help you be in tune with yourself.
Okay.
And so it starts with the body, and then once you're in tune with yourself and the body, then it's easier to go into like the emotional state, like Rena was talking about, and then the spiritual connection.
Great. Sorry to interrupt you, Ben. Go ahead. Oh, and then he gets an internet.
No, I was on the phone. A client called. I just wanted to find out in the notes. We'll find out. But how much was a test, and where do we go to get the test so I can write that?
Yeah, I will tell you that the test, if you go to the lab, it costs $500 just for the test. But it's not recommended that you just get the test, because you won't know what to do, and it won't be effective, and you'll be sad that you spent the money. So I usually I charge $19.97 for the test, and it's a 3-month program. So it's the test and the I make a meal plan for you. I make all of your recipes for you for the first phase, because you're limited on the foods that you can eat. You can eat about 25 foods for the first 10 days, 7 to 10 days. So it's very specialized.
Terrific. Any other final questions? You're muted, Ben. Okay. Thank you again, Lisa. Pleasure having you with us.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask that we all introduce ourselves now. We know the routine, don't we? Make sure that you share your contact information in the chat. And I'm going to have Rena start us off.
Good morning. And Charlene, I appreciate when you put my stuff in the chat for me. Thank you. My name is Rena Bonicio, and I'm an author, speaker, and coach with Simply Great Lives. And really briefly, my story, I experienced some abuse as a kid, and it took me a long time to realize that my abuser didn't set out to harm me. In fact, I think he was completely unaware of the deep and lasting negative impact he'd have on me. And when I realized that, I became really, really passionate about waking people up to their impact. I want people to know how they're affecting other people. And me getting in touch with my passion just made the hugest difference in our business. So at Simply Great Lives, we help people to have a deliberate positive impact on other people. And we have them get in touch with something they're passionate about, get clear on how they want to use that to change lives, and then we help them to get really good at making that change. And so me being in touch with my passion made me more willing to get out there and do stuff and really be more effective. So I love helping people get in touch with something that they're passionate about and using that to really make a difference in other people's lives. I haven't been on the meeting for the last 2 weeks because we just started a radio show. It's live here in Sacramento at 2 p.m. Pacific, and you can actually listen. It's called The Impact Hour, which is cool because that's the website we have. And you can actually listen live there, and you can listen to past recordings too. It's theimpacthour.com. And it's really about you making a positive difference in the lives of other people in a way that's a great fit for you. And if you'd like to check it out, it would be great to have you.
So it's the Impact Hour radio program, theimpacthour.com, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, it's 2 p.m. Pacific. That's right, so 5 p.m. for you.
And on what day are you on?
Wednesday, today.
Wednesdays. Got it, and I've got it in the chat for you.
Awesome. I also offer live seminars. In fact, we've got an introductory one that we also do online. So if you're kind of intrigued at the idea of using something you're passionate to seriously change people's lives, I encourage you to check it out. And actually, those events are posted on theimpacthour.com as well, so you can check it out.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rena.
You.
Ben, you're up.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Benjamin Brown. I'm the CEO of 360 Sales Consulting, and what I do is I help small businesses and entrepreneurs with the sales process. Basically, my passion is teaching, and I love teaching sales because I actually have people to get out of their comfort zone and also help them as far as being more impactful and actually help them with the apprehensions of selling. A lot of people have negative connotations toward it. So I basically looking at a platform I'm changing with no fear closing, so people can understand that sales is a conversation and help communicate more with their clients and help them close more business. So I have a 10-step process and a best-selling book that's on Amazon. And so I just love helping people and teaching them the actual communication skills of selling.
Fantastic. So glad you are here, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Is that book up there? Is that book in the chat?
This?
He has.
Yes.
You put it in the chat, didn't you?
Yes, it's right under the Master the Art of Closing a Sale. There's a link there on Amazon.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Fantastic. All right, so I am Charlene Burke. I'm a marketing and search consultant. I work with small businesses and solo business owners, and I separate that because in small business, my focus is manufacturing, service industries, and helping them to grow their business by helping them understand the data and analytics behind their customers. Solo business owners, which are the single business owner with no team, no human resources department, no anything, by providing them marketing consulting, training in marketing and social media, and for both, I offer mastermind groups. I encourage everyone to check out a group that I have on Facebook. It's called the Grow Alliance. The focus is to grow our hearts, grow our minds, and grow our businesses. And the foundational value that is there, that which drives that group, is you can't do a thing unless you know first. Because I'm all about knowledge and education. Know that, then you can put it into action, and then you can begin growing. So I call it the Grow Alliance because it's more about us teaching each other and getting to know one another. So I encourage you to join us in that group. So any questions amongst each other now that we've introduced ourselves and shared our contact info?
Can I put my Facebook group up here?
Of course you can.
Okay.
If you want to invite us to a group, feel free. If there is a product that you're selling and there's a direct link to it, put it into the chat so that those of us who've attended have access to that. But again, any questions amongst each other? I'm going to throw it out to Rena and ask, since you've been on the radio now, what do you think?
I love it. We've done 2 and just starting to settle in and be more comfortable. And, we have a commitment to keeping it real. But between me and my husband, it's very conversational and fun. So we're just really focusing on just being us and our topic that we love. Just as I'm starting to settle in, today we're having a guest and we've got callers scheduled to come in. So now it's kind of nervous again. So I'll be expanding that quiet place in my mind.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. Congratulations on starting it and doing it.
Thank you. It's very cool.
So Ben, how are things going with your webinars?
Awesome. I'm doing another one next week. Actually, Thursday, Eastern Standard. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, next Thursday at 2 p.m. And also, we're doing another one at 7 p.m. So I'll invite you guys come aboard to educate you a little bit. And just excited. I love doing webinars. I love just getting the questions from people to figure out, what's working with their business and things of that nature. So I just love doing webinars. So we got another one there, and then I don't know if you're familiar with JB Crum, so I'm working with him too. So promotional partners are coming aboard and just giving value for their group as I educate them.
Fabulous. Having attended your webinars, I know how valuable they are, and I knew that you had some planned ahead. So I'm glad you're still moving forward with those and getting good attendance.
Yes, ma'am.
Are those Eastern time, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, Eastern time. I'll put it into the notes here if you would like to register. We're setting everything up. We'll start promoting tomorrow. We normally do a 7-day promotion. So let me put that in the notes for you guys, and you can come on board.
Please do. Again, any other tape floor is open. Any questions amongst each other or comments?
Well, I'm doing a launch right now, so if anybody knows anybody that could use more energy,
Okay.
I have a couple free gifts. One of them I put in the chat. The other one is called the #1 Surprising Energy Drain, and then I have a webinar coming up as well. So if you know,
what's the launch for?
It is for my Vibrant Energy Breakthrough Program.
Okay, so it is a full-blown program.
A full-blown 3-month program.
Okay.
Where I go over everything I talked about today in depth and how to implement it in your life.
So you are looking for?
I'm looking for people to share if they know anybody. Share the link. I would love to have more people come on board and hear my message.
Okay, so do you have the webinar scheduled?
The webinar is scheduled on the 22nd. So
okay.
Yeah, it's a ways out right now, but it'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay. Excellent. Anything else? Ben is ready for the day. That's just how I see that, aren't you, dear? Well, okay then, a big thank you to everybody for joining us today here at Network Live Virtually with my group. I'm Charlene Burke. I encourage everybody to come back every Wednesday. The time will be changing and once we get into October, but you'll be notified of the time change. It will be at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, which should make it a little easier for Rena.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being up at 6 a.m. Thank you, Lisa, for being up at 6 a.m. to join us. But that puts it closer to 9 a.m. on Pacific time. And the other reason I'm moving it is that those overseas, this is a very weird time for them. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So this puts it closer to between 4 and 7 p.m., which is end of the day, and they can wind down, and that's what they've been telling me. So going into October, we'll be changing the time. And that'll be a part of the notifications that you get. As long as you've registered to receive the notifications, you'll see the time change. I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you so much, Lisa. Fantastic information and a good reminder that in order to take care of ourselves, we need to pay attention. Right? And when we feel off, we need to seek professional assistance. That's what you are there for as a professional. So I am going to stop the recording.